So this week's weekly fragrance rotation covering what it was at the 27th, I think it was, of April up until May 3rd, had a couple of different things, things I haven't worn in a while, things that I've been wearing recently as well, or got in recently, as well as a couple of new ones that I definitely wanted to give a full wearing to. All right, stick around. All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, and this is SmellGoodz. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me as we run through this, my latest weekly fragrance rotation covering the week of, what was it, April 27th up until May 3rd. So this is content that you enjoy. Do me that favor, do me that honor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notification, share, and then meet me in the comments. And listen, for those of you that have come on recently, definitely appreciate you. We are now approaching almost 4,000 of you as far as subscribers. So listen, shout out to you all. Thank you for making this channel grow the way it has grown. Something also before we jump into it, a collaboration I want to make you aware of, folks over at Decant X, which is a place that I use to get a lot of my decants and samples to test out things before I go full bottle, especially for some of my niche and my designer stuff. They have partnered with me. We're collabing. I have a link in my description there for you as my viewers of this channel. You're going to get 10% off. Use that link there. Give yourself the opportunity to sample, which is something I highly recommend. Not all of us are blind buy warriors like I tend to be sometimes, but it's a great way to save some money. Sample what you need to sample, and then decide from there if you want to purchase full bottles. All right, check that out. All right, so as far as this week was craziness going on at work, but it was a good week. Got some new glasses, new frames, the Ray-Ban Metas, which you'll probably see some of that interact with my, especially doing some shorts and stuff like that. Got that happening. And then some things came in as far as different fragrances. So you may see some, you will see some of that at the end of this list. So as far as Sunday was a pretty chill day, pretty relaxed day. It was again another day. Didn't go to church that day. It was a day that we kind of got some things for our own ministry taken care of. We got some videos taken care of. We got some manuscripts written, got some other things that we're working on. So that was a day around the house. Also, just, around the neighborhood, doing different things as far as grocery shopping, as far as if we need to run out to grab things. So that was a day. It's starting to heat up. And so that was a day that we broke out. I broke out again. Mahir Legacy from Lattafa with, again, I'll say it every time, this ugly horse head as far as the top. But this is what I wore on Sunday. Settly in a bottle, Sprite in a bottle. This does a good job of doing Settly. Works very well, especially as a nice, refreshing, nice, freshy type of scent for these warmer months and warmer days that we're experiencing. So that was on Sunday. Monday was a work day that I had to go into the office. That day was pretty okay. That day was no major drama or anything going on. But that was a day that, again, weather's getting up there. So my fragrances will tend to reflect that as far as things that work very well for me, as far as high heat, things that are refreshing, things that are cool, freshies, those type of things. So that day we wore from Lattafa, this was Art of Universe, which is doing its take, if I remember correctly, it's Blue Talisman, I believe. Yes, Blue Talisman. So this, it's a slightly different, or a twist, if you will, on it. Does a really good job as far as just a nice fragrance, nice scent. I enjoy it, I like it, and it works very well as far as a fragrance. Works kind of good for office. Is not my typical office scent, which tend to be more woody in nature. But during these summer months, I'm definitely going to pull out the freshies and use that for, and the citrus paste and things of that nature for the office work and office wear. So that was on Monday. Again, Art of Universe by Lattafa. Tuesday was another day in the office. That's when some of the craziness started to happen. I can't really go into too much details, but just know your boy was looking at things like, okay. But on that day, I got up, wanted to wear something that I hadn't worn in a while. Typically, this could be identified as more of a fall scent, but the tea in this just works really well, and it works off of my skin nicely. It's little subdued in it, in kind of how it works or projects off of me, but I really do enjoy this fragrance. It is really close in what it's doing its take on. This is from Lattafa. This is Liam Gray, which is its take on Gris Chanel by BDK, I think it is. Yeah, that tea, that I think it's fig in this. Yeah, I really enjoy this fragrance. Definitely gonna break it out again more as we move into fall, but I think it can work in winter, in the spring, maybe not fully engulfed in summer, but right now it worked, and that's what I wore for Tuesday in the office. Wednesday I had some running around to do, worked from home, but did definitely have some running around to do, as far as just personal things, as far as just even, I think I had to run up to the office for a quick moment. I wasn't spending the entire day there, but it was a day that it was hot. So that was when we broke out, something we haven't worn in a while, but definitely I think works definitely as we're moving into those summer months. We're talking Burberry Touch. Now, some of you might think this is a little too powdery. I like the powderiness of this. I like just the way it's very nice, very clean, very powdery. A little spice in this as well. But this works very well, especially as something just to throw on. And I hadn't thrown it on in a while, so we decided to just use that day and throw it on and wear that. And that was good to go for Wednesday. Thursday was another day that was around the house mostly. Again, still some in and out of the as far as running around doing things. But on that day, we broke out Aether from Fragrance World or French Avenue. This is their take on Greenly by Parfums de Marly. Nice job. The greenness of this, the woodiness of this, just works in this time of year. Yeah, I enjoy this. This is probably going to get more where you're going to see this. I think I mentioned this when I did a quick review on it. You're going to see this more often in my weekly rotations, especially during the summer and the spring and summer. All right. Then Thursday evening, I got some things in the mail. And so Friday we were breaking them out, putting them on, seeing what we got. Two of them I did break out on Friday and Saturday. And so on Friday, we had from Afnan, this is Tarathi Blue. And I know I'm a little late to the party. I know I'm a little late in getting this. This is their take on Bulgari's Tigar. I think it does a bang up job. I'm going to go along with what may be hype, but I'm going to go along with the crowd and say this is a pretty good representation. Works very well off of skin. That grapefruit just pops off of skin. Yeah. Now, I don't particularly care for, and maybe I got a bad one, but the cap is trash. Cap is trash. It's supposed to be magnetic. The magnet in here is very, very poorly done. But this is what I wore on Friday. Friday was definitely a day. It was a day that we ran grocery shopping. We went, had to go do some other things in our community, in our neighborhood. So that was on Friday. And then Saturday was more running around. Saturday was, I know we had a meeting, had some other things we had to take care of. But Saturday was the day to break out Trace Orals by Day 3. So this also came on Thursday. This is the new one. And if I haven't already put it up there, keep an eye out because I've got a review of this. It's a gourmand. Typically would not work for me in high heat weather, but this is what I would call a fresh gourmand. I know that's probably not really a thing, but just the way that this operates, it's not heavy, it's not dense, it's not stifling, if you will, as far as a gourmand. It is just gourmand done in a very nice, light, airy kind of way. And so this is what I wore on Saturday. And yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. If you have not checked out Trace Orals, if you've not checked out anything from Day 3, they are a house that I'm going to definitely recommend that you check out. Get the Discovery set and check them out. All right. But that was my week. That was what I wore for this past week. Let me know what you wore, what your thoughts are, and just whatever you want to ask as far as questions. Some of y'all asked some good questions in the chat. Some of y'all asked some random questions. It's okay. But some of your questions have been random. Just saying. All right, but anyway, that's it for this one. Do me the favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, and share. Meet me in the comments, as well as always, stay safe, stay sane, stay smelling good. There's a video here recommendation. There's also a video recommendation here. Check them both out. See you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.